In this video, we're going to talk about how to light your home video studio. Coming up. Welcome back to the channel. This is PH Daniel Sanchez, art director and creative entrepreneur. And if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe if you want to take your visuals to the next level. So here is something interesting that I noticed on several YouTube channels, and these are very successful YouTube content creators, and that is lighting. So as you know, in order to get good quality visuals, you have to be really mindful about lighting, and that is something that I've noticed in some YouTube channels, and these are very successful people. They deliver really valuable content to their community, but I also feel like there's room for improvement when it comes to lighting. In addition, when I'm working with my team at the Next Level Experience, I also get asked questions by them on why I position the lights in a specific pattern. A common mistake for beginner photographers and filmmakers is that they overlight their subject. Too much light is also a bad thing. You want to keep a good balance between light and shadows. When you overlight the subject, it will look flat, you will lose detail, and it will result in a poor quality image. The point that I want to make here is that having shadows is actually really important because it helps you convey depth, it will give you more dimension and separation between objects, and it will help you emphasize some facial features. This will result in a more pleasing visual experience for your community. And now that you have to make a priority to the shadows, here's the lighting pattern that I want to share with you that is going to help you get the best results. This lighting pattern is called Rembrandt Lighting. This lighting pattern was named after the Dutch painter Rembrandt. Rembrandt lighting is achieved by positioning your light source 45-degree angle from your subject. What makes this lighting setup so special is the triangle shape that you see right below the eye. This is called the Rembrandt Triangle, and it was named by the painter Rembrandt. He was the one who made this look popular, and you can see in several of his works how he used this particular lighting setup. In my past videos, I've been talking about how to achieve the cinematic look, and this is the one lighting setup, the one lighting pattern that I would recommend to other YouTube content creators because it will give you the perfect balance between lights and shadows. This particular lighting pattern is still popular today in Hollywood films, and this is the lighting pattern that I've been implementing my entire career. This is what I use when I'm working with clients, this is what I use when I'm taking portraits of people, this is what I use in my fine art photography work. So now that you know how to achieve Rembrandt lighting, I'm gonna share some ideas on how can you set this up from your home studio. Before I share with you these lighting patterns, I'm gonna set some rules. What is considered good quality light? I talk about this in my past videos, but you wanna avoid direct lighting like the plague. What you want to do is have some sort of diffusion material or bounce the light in order to get more pleasing results. This is what is considered good lighting. So that being said, all the examples that I'm about to share with you expands on this concept of good lighting. So let's get started with the first setup, which is not gonna cost you anything and is what you already have in your home studio, which is a window. This is how Rembrandt used to light his portraits back in the day. As you know, back in the day there was no fancy equipment or electricity, so they worked with window light. And to be honest, window light is just as good as working with studio lights, so don't discount the power of window lighting, especially in the early stages if you don't have the budget to invest in studio lights. So number 2 is you can recreate the same quality of light from a window through artificial lighting and a diffuser material. So this is what I did in my early videos. I used a light reflector and I took out the cover and I used that as a diffusion material. These reflectors are really inexpensive, you can get them for under $30. This is the easiest way and the cheapest way to get really good quality light. I'm gonna leave the links below for all the products that I mentioned in this video. So then what you're going to need is some sort of artificial lighting. So I bought these 3 spotlights from a hardware store and I put them behind my diffusion material. The reason I bought so many of this is because the diffusion material is gonna cut some light, so you're gonna need a strong source of light in order to compensate for the light lost. Then I mounted these lights in a light stand and there you have it. The only disadvantage with this lighting setup is that during the summer it gets really hot. That's always gonna be the case if you decide to buy regular light bulbs from the hardware store. If that might be an issue for you, then this is not the right lighting setup for you. This was my lighting setup for a long time until I upgraded to a regular studio setup, which is what I'm going to talk about next. The $99 setup. This is what I was using for a while. This is a really affordable lighting kit from the company PhotoDiox. These are LED lights. They are quite strong, to be honest. You won't have the same issue with the light bulbs that are gonna get like really hot. This is the best way to light your video, is through LED lights. They also come with their own dimmer, so you can have full control of how much light you're producing. They come with their own diffusion material and a softbox. I didn't like the build quality of the stand. I haven't been using those stands because I already have my own, but other than that, this is a really good lighting setup. One thing that I like to add is, as a personal preference, I like working with rectangular softboxes. So what I did is I kept the lights and then I added my very own softbox that I've been using for a long time. This one is made by the company Newer. It's a rectangular softbox that it comes with a diffusion material and also with a grid. This helps you make your light more directional, and this allows you to have full control on how your light is spread. One of the things that I forgot to mention earlier is that I like to work with two lights, having the first light position with the Rembrandt Lighting pattern and the second light used as backlighting in order to add some separation between my subject and the background. By the way, you don't need the second light, that's just a nice extra detail that I like to add. That's actually how I'm shooting this video, is I only have one light, and for the most part that's going to be enough. The lighting setup under $200. This is what we're currently using at the Next Level Studios, and as you can see, you don't have to break the bank in order to get cinematic results. If you have a budget to invest, this might probably be the best way to go. The build quality is alright, it's not the best, but by the end of the day I'm focused on the results, and that's what you get with this lighting kit. And finally, the Elite Lighting Kit. This is the lighting kit that influencers like Peter McKinnon use to produce their videos. They use the Aputure Lightstorm LSC120D with the Aputure Lightum 2. They are really well built and the quality of light that they produce is unbelievable. This is what we're getting at the Next Level Studios because we are making improvements and upgrades in order to increase the quality of our production. If you can afford something like this is the best of the best. So that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button because it helps for other people to find this video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe if you want to take your visuals to the next level. This is PH Daniel Sanchez and I'll see you next time.